You nervous? Don't be trying to act like you ain't nervous. Can you hear me now? A little better?
I heard you good. I don't know what happened.
It is oh, shut up. Hey. I figured it out. I'm going to tag you in the video, okay?
You what?
I'm going to tag you in the video.
All right, that's what's up.
You sure is acting nervous. Talking about, I ain't nervous.
No, I'm good.
When we seen each other in the hallways and stuff, you won't be acting like this. You'll be calm, cool, and cool. Hey, good morning.
Oh, this is a comedy show. I see.
Yeah, you didn't know?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. All we do
okay,
is talk junk. I just talk junk, laugh, and talk and enjoy myself.
Oh, I see.
Because usually it's by the time I do this, after this, this is almost like a break.
Right.
So it's a break from the day job.
Mm-hmm.
I do this, and then I go home, and I'm going to do more work.
You're going to do more work, right. You got to work to do.
Correct. So what happens is it turns into a bit of fun.
That's good.
So then we'll laugh, we'll talk. Like yesterday, someone said to me, I was listening to your show, and all I heard was a whole bunch of laughter. Like, I don't understand, why are you laughing so much? And I'm like, well, why shouldn't I?
Right.
Just because we might be talking about heartful and strong things doesn't mean you can't laugh as part of it to get through it.
That's real. 6 o'clock.
That was my cue. Okay. I can't hear anything.
Okay, I hear it.
Oh, snaps. Oh, there you go. Welcome. It's Tuesday night here with Coffee with Keena. And as you know, I tried to post on Facebook today that we're trying something new this week. So in the past, almost every month, at least since 2019, each month was catered to a specific group of people. So in January, it was couples in business, and the guest speaker were couples. And in February, it was focused on veterans. Now, March is supposed to be reading month, and so most of my guest speakers for this month will be teachers or educators. Well, I was talking to my good friend here, Mr. Cooper, and a few weeks back, and he suggested, why don't we do a little twist in the show where people can hear a little bit more about me? Because most of the guest speakers that I talk to, they're really either friends of mine or people I have spoken to that are either experts in their field or have a ton of experience in their particular fields, and the goal is to share information to the listeners. Well, today, I guess I should be a little nervous because I'm going to be in the hot seat, and this is going to be an interesting thing. But what I decided to do is me and Mr. Cooper here are going to actually have Q&A.
All right.
And so I'll ask questions and he'll ask questions.
Sounds
so we're going to see how this goes.
Good.
So, Mr. Cooper, how about you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Matari Cooper. I am a t-shirt designer and from Detroit, and I enjoy making t-shirts that encourage people, putting words on shirts that will be uplifting and inspiring. Like I made a t-shirt called Grace Plus Mercy Equals Me.
I remember that.
So it's about God's grace. Everybody needs a little grace and mercy.
True,
True.
true.
What I'm saying? And when you put them both together, it equals you.
If I didn't go to court today, I should have worn my shirt.
Yes, you should have did that.
Dang.
Representing right.
I know, right? I
I
just thought about it right now, too.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, man. All right, I got you, though.
That's what's up.
All right.
I got one for you.
Yes. Okay. So we'll start with. I want to start with you. I don't want you to start with me. This is what I'm used to.
Right.
You got to make me comfortable before you make me uncomfortable. Okay. All right.
I'm good to go.
All right. So you, in your introduction, you said that you were from Detroit. Were you born and raised here?
I was born in Ecorse, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, and my mother went to Ecorse High. My father went to River Rouge High.
Okay.
And
Wow.
they both linked up at the basketball game, and thus after the game, I was created.
Boom. Okay then.
You know what I'm saying? So I got a little E-course sitting in the Little River Rouge in me, and then my mother, we moved to Detroit, and I've been in Detroit, since that time.
Okay. And so you also mentioned that you design T-shirts. How did you get into that?
I got back in 1995. We've been doing it for a while. We didn't start out doing T-shirts. We started out doing sweatshirts and things.
Okay.
And I got into it because I was basically tired of being broke. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Lord, I'm tired of being broke. Give me something.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you want me to give you something? You do something. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? You do something. And I was like, well, and then he gave me an idea about some shirts, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, your name will make money. So it's like, wow. So, then my brother, we was in our 20s, we were young. And I told him to just draw this idea out, draw this logo out. He drew it out and then took it to the print shop. They printed it out and then we put it on shirts, and then it was thus the Matari Cooper product line, you know what I'm saying? And then it took off in the early 90s, back in 95, 98, all of that. We were, a lot of DJ Fingers was wearing it. A lot of hip hop artists at that time were wearing it, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
It really took off for us.
So you didn't feel uncomfortable with your name being the product or a part of the product?
No, Giorgio Armani's name is on the product. Carl Kanai is on the product, Russell Simmons is on the product, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, at that particular time, that was the main thing, you know what I'm saying? Branding yourself, and hip hop was really at its peak at that time, and logo driven clothing was the main thing, so yeah.
Okay, all right.
But then I had a unique name, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
So, I had a unique name, was like,
yeah.
So.
How did your mom come up with your name, or your parents?
They were listening to Isaac Hayes, and there's this record out that he made. It's called Gula Matari.
Huh.
I'm glad they didn't name me Gula.
Good point. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so they was back in those days. I can see them now with the red light on.
I can't.
They'll lift it. You know what I'm saying? What shall we call him?
That is so funny. That is so funny.
It's an African name, though. It is.
Does it have a meaning?
Oh, yeah, it does.
What does it mean?
It means bringer of rain.
Huh. So you be bringing the rain?
I bring the rain. I make it rain, too. Rolls of quarters.
Not dollars, but quarters. You just throw the quarters at the special. I can't. Okay, so I have to give you a disclosure.
All right.
All right. I ask really good questions.
Okay.
And so it will cause you to continue to talk. And so what will happen is you will forget that you're supposed to ask me questions. So just be mindful of that, okay?
Okay, yeah, so
It's out of
let me
habit.
know when it's your turn, because I got stuff ready for you.
No, oh man, I talked too soon. I mean, it's up to you whenever you're ready.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So
You ready now?
I'm ready. See,
I'm sweating bullets. All right, go.
let me tell you what you are. This lady right here, not only is she the writer of the show,
Yes.
she's also an attorney.
Yes.
And she practices law. So why don't they let the people know about your law practice? What kind of law do you practice? How long you've been practicing?
Wow, okay. That's like 5 questions. That doesn't count.
We can go back to, give me the name of your business.
All right. So the law practice that I own is called Upton Law PLLC. And it is located in Southfield, Michigan. Our primary practice area is business law. What happened is I discovered doing business law, other areas of laws that got involved. So for example, someone would come in and say, okay, I got this great idea about starting a limited liability company, for example, right? A LLC. All right. So they come in, they might have gotten the LLC formatted, got the tax ID number. They go to the bank, they open a business checking account, right? So then they are told, hey, you can get a business credit card or a line of credit.
Sure.
Here's the thing, though. Even though the business has its own tax ID number, because you're the personal guarantee, we need to run your Social Security number to make sure you can get a credit card.
Gotcha.
Because really and truly, the credit card is yours.
Yes.
Well, what happened is many people may have great business ideas and bad credit.
You can say that again. Say that again.
Many people have good business ideas and bad credit. What ended up happening then is I had to start working with people in bankruptcy.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes the best way to go through is to go through bankruptcy. You see, bankruptcy has this bad stigma attached to it, and it's actually not true.
Okay.
If you're using bankruptcy for the right reasons.
Gotcha.
So let's say, you got into a car accident and that one day you didn't have enough premium on your car. Or that's that 1 week you had issues at work and you didn't pay your premium. The insurance company is now coming after you and suing you. Or the other individual in the other car.
Sure.
One of the best ways to get rid of that is bankruptcy. One of the best ways to get someone to stop garnishing your paycheck is bankruptcy.
Gotcha.
In some instances, it might be past due IRS taxes, for example, or substantial medical bills.
Gotcha.
You got into an accident, something happened, whatever. You owe $20,000 in medical bills.
Right.
One of the best ways to get rid of that is bankruptcy.
Wow.
Usually in bankruptcy, within 18 to 24 months after filing your bankruptcy, your credit score can go up to 750,
Is that?
and you can buy a house.
Wow.
So bankruptcy isn't so bad as people make it seem.
Absolutely.
Also, bankruptcy wraps up everything. So let's say you have a foreclosure on your credit report. You may have repossessions, all these delinquent accounts. One bankruptcy wraps up all of that. And so you get to keep the credit history without the debt.
You get a fresh start.
Correct.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
The other thing I discovered is a business owner may come in, they have this great business idea, but what ends up happening is they have a spouse and children, for example.
Gotcha.
Well, what happens if something happens to you, the business owner? You create an estate plan,
I see.
a will, a trust, or something like that
Sure.
to make sure not only is your business covered, but your family's covered.
Yeah.
So the business practice started to spread and expand simply based on what a business owner needed.
Oh, that's really good. Okay.
So that's what happened.
Good stuff. So a lot of people are not familiar with bank, but they think it's some type of bad thing. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? But I mean, a lot of business people, I mean, that's way up in business have filed bankruptcy. Even the president presently has filed a number of bankruptcies. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that when you shed light on it, the way you're explaining it to people, it helps people to understand that they have an opportunity to get a fresh start in life and get their
Correct.
credits,
There's
scored
an
up.
estimate that during the recession, so 2007 to 2010 or something like that, there's an estimate that approximately 30,000 people in Detroit alone filed bankruptcy
Is that right?
during that recession, which means there were times when employers and employees appeared in court at the same time.
Is that right?
Parents and children were in court at the same time. Friends from church was in court at the same time.
Absolutely.
Going, hey, you too?
Right.
And then you find out these are the people who you want to talk to.
Yeah.
Because then you will get to truly understand what benefits they gained
Sure.
by filing bankruptcy, erasing some of those negative stigmas.
That's something.
Right.
Good stuff.
Most people don't disclose that they filed. That's
Yeah.
part of it. Because, again, it looks like you're a bad person.
Oh, wow. That's good stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's important what
Yeah.
you're saying. So tell me, what made you want to be a lawyer? What inspired you? What was the turning point in your life that said, you know what, I'm going to become a lawyer?
I feel like you wrote your questions down.
I'm good at what I do. I was ready.
Your questions are steep. So my long and short story, I guess. So I wanted to be a lawyer since I was about 5. My mom has this story that she always tells where one day she walks into my bedroom as a child and I have this little desk and on the desk are a couple of dolls and teddy bears.
Okay.
and they're fighting over, like, let's say it's some cookies or something. Yeah. And she's like, I'm stamping on the table. I'm the judge in this case. I'm the judge in this case. And this is who's going to get the cookie and this is who won't. Wow. No one in my family has been a lawyer, but I have an uncle who's always wanted to be, but never ended up pursuing it. That's something. So I would say it was a gift from God because I wasn't exposed to it anyway. Right. In second grade, I was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? So I told the teacher I want to be a judge. So she told me to write down all the schooling I would need from elementary school to law school, which I did, and I pretty much followed that map my entire life. Gotcha. I never took any breaks. I never stopped. I literally just went to school straight. Wow. So by 25, I had my Juris Doctorate, which is a law degree. And then by 26, I had what's called a LLM, which is a Master's of Law in Corporate and Finance. So y'all didn't know who y'all talking to. It's a heavyweight. I just a little shy. But I've been in practice now. This year would be 5 years that I've been practicing law. Don't try to calculate my age now, because that's the story I'm sticking to. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you something. So, since you've been in business, is there anything you've encountered where it was more like a learning lesson?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, we were in our 20s. I was like 24. You know what I'm saying? So we were making money, and we needed money to, make more money. And my father, he was, he was so excited about it. He went and got one of his friends and said, I got a friend that has some money. You know what I'm saying? He want to invest. But when you needed $1 million, 10,000 won't do.
Right.
But a 20-year-old thinking 10,000 is enough. I gave him a percentage of my company. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that percentage that I gave him was too much. Huh. And he bothered me all the time. You know what I'm saying? You wanted his money to return and flip like this. So what I learned is, if you're hemorrhaging, a Band-Aid won't do. You gotta get surgery to get enough money. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna get in bed with somebody, make sure they have enough money.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? So I learned that. I ended up having to buy my name back.
Really?
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, from 1995, you're talking about 1995.
Yeah.
So in 1998, I stopped doing it.
Oh wow.
I stopped making clothes. You know what I'm saying? And I just became a regular, normal citizen. And it took about, I don't know, maybe 20 years. Yeah.
To resurface and get everything back on track.
Yeah. In 2016, I got inspired again. And in 2018, I produced my first shirt again.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So then when I came back, I said, I won't do so much of the Matari Cooper thing. I said, my auntie was the main one who said to me, Matari, she said, you're a wordsmith. You're a wordsmith. So you should put some words on shirts. I got to thinking about that. I said, well, what do you want me to make for you? She said, well, make me a shirt that says something about grace. And that's where the Grace and Mercy shirt came from. And then from there, that took off. You know what I'm saying? So we started making other shirts, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I must admit, I've gotten a lot of compliments on my shirt.
It resonates.
It does.
It resonates. You know, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, all religions. You know, they know about a little grace. They need a little grace and mercy.
A little grace and mercy. All right. That's understandable. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break here. And when we come back, we'll continue with these questions.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
See, I gave you your hand.
I don't have my watch on. So I left the house this morning with no watch. And so I'm about to look at the clock like, oh, no.
That's why I gave you a little hand.
And since I'm on Facebook, I can't see the clock. Hi, Mike. Thank you so much. Oh, hi, Andrew. Hi, Sean.
Yesterday, he told me to tell you hi. It was on the live feed. Like, tell my cousin. It looked like a younger boy.
Okay, so my whole family in Jamaica,
That's
and
what I
have
think he was.
half in LA. Oh, okay. So I'm like,
it was like you could tell. Look at the. I was like, who is that? And then I seen what it said. He was talking about you. I'm like, you're not my cousin.
You're not my cousin. That's so funny.
I'm like, okay.
Okay, do you have any questions, concerns?
Do I have what?
Questions, concerns?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
No. Everything's going good.
You okay?
I'm good.
Hold on up. All right. I feel like you cheating now because you got like full blown questions.
I told you I was going to write my stuff. I told you I was going to be prepared.
Yeah. That's not fair.
This is not my first time on the radio.
Oh yeah? When was the last time you were on the radio?
Shucks.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Why are you such a hater, though?
I mean, she is, ain't she?
Why do I have to be
She
a
just
hater?
want novices around her. Somebody don't know nothing.
Is that how I sound?
Yeah.
You
On the radio.
That's not how I sound.
the last time.
No, that's not fair.
I'm on the radio every week.
No. I am not saying it like that at all. I was just curious. Growing up, I always considered myself Curious George. Because my mama said, well, growing up, she used to be like, okay, you don't say nothing when we go into this place. And I'm like, why? She says, because you always want to ask questions. But the problem is some of my questions are touchy questions. But I don't know that. To me, I'm just simply asking a question like, well, who are you? Where you come from? How old are you? And then so mommy's like, you cannot ask adult women how old they are. They can get offended. And I'm like, no, I'm just curious. My thing is, I always try to learn the person that's in front of me.
I always wondered that, like, why people are so offended of that question. However, I feel like you should stand proud of how old you are. Like, I don't understand why.
I think it's a society thing.
Yeah, I always wondered that. Like, why not? I mean, we're all gonna be young, and then we're all gonna grow old. It's just the way it is.
It is. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just always told not to ask. It doesn't really make a difference to me. Some people are like, Carla said, where can she get the MC clothing, Mr. Cooper?
Tell her she can go on my Facebook page, Matari Cooper Clothing Company, and she can inbox me, and she can look at the pictures, and if she sees something she likes, she can just inbox me and let me know. Okay,
how about I just flip the camera around, and then that's a full lot. Yeah, she's on Facebook Live, so you can't. Carla, this answer's for you. Okay.
Hey, all you got to do is just go on my Facebook page, Matari Cooper Clothing Company, browse through the pictures, and on my Instagram page, Matari Cooper Clothing as well. Browse through the pictures. If you see something you like, inbox me. My phone number is there. You can reach out to me. We'll get it shipped to you.
You got a website?
No.
I got something for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
I got something
we connect. That's how you start. You make business right here in the studio.
Where do you go to get it printed? Do you go to a local company to get it printed?
Yeah, I got a company that does it for me.
You do?
Yeah.
They give you a good rate?
Yeah.
But
whatever you got, I'll look at.
I got a way that the only thing that you would need to do is
I don't do nothing. I just connect people
Talk to me
with
about
other people that I know and try to share the information.
Right now.
Okay, that's what's okay. I like that.
Carla, I hope that you got your answer. Do you know a gentleman by the name of Ellis?
Ellis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my nephew.
Yeah, he said, "What's up, uncle?"
Oh, that's what's up.
I was like, "Hey, I don't think I'm an uncle, so."
What's up,
man? So yeah, all right. Next break. Oh, so we'll come back in after this song ends.
I'm asking you questions when we open up.
All right. You put me under.
Okay.
I'm sweating bullets and stuff. See, it's always fun to ask other people questions.
Yeah.
And what happens usually is the other person gets so distracted, whether it's because they're passionate about their story or they're uncomfortable with the question, that they never remember to ask me anything.
Oh, really? That's
what's been
going on?
My whole life, though.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually rare for someone to ask me about me.
Really? Wow.
Even in dating scenarios, it's almost like expected that I'm supposed to tell you and I ask you questions, and then you expect me then to just tell you about who I am. And I'm like, well, I'm not used to that. I expect you to ask me a question. And no one really asks questions. So like, well, you're a lawyer. Yeah, I don't know. Or like,
scared to ask you a question.
Yeah, or it's a deposition, or it's like, well, are you really lying? Because you know lawyers are good liars. So are you actually telling me who you are?
Wow.
I have no reason to lie.
Oh, wow.
I don't have enough baggage and negative stories in my life to create lies and make stuff up.
Right. That's good.
I guess all blessings. Well, yeah, some people were hurt, and I don't really have a lot of those stories where I can be like, well, this person might have motive, and because I went to school my whole life, dating was not really a big thing.
You don't really ask about that, right?
You can. No, it doesn't bother me. Ain't no story to tell. Bill says nothing. Oh, sorry.
30 seconds.
Okay. But no, it doesn't bother me at all. There's nothing I haven't, my parents don't know. How about that? So. That's my stain. Hi, Delay. Oh, thanks, Carla. Oh, Kyla's your cousin. Hey, sir. Oh, what's that guy? All right, so we're back. Apparently, I'm being put under the hot seat here. You got me all stuttering stuff in preparation for these questions. All right, shoot.
Tell me about where you're from.
Oh, so I'm originally born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage of being the only person at the time in my immediate family, as well as on both parent side, to be born in America, because everyone else was born in Jamaica.
Okay. Wow.
That was an interesting grow up, because at home I'm being taught Jamaican culture. I'm learning to speak Patois, which is Jamaican language, and then I'm told to go to school and be American. And what ended up happening is I am going to school, or my brothers and I are going to school and coming home to teach my parents America, even though we're learning Jamaican at home. So it was an interesting process.
I've been to Jamaica. It's a beautiful place. Been a few times. I love it.
Yeah.
I love going to Jamaica.
When I go, I'm going to like my grandma's house and my aunt's house. So I don't really see like sandals, for example. But
so what part of Jamaica?
So my mom's side of the family is from Kingston. And my dad's side of the family is from St. Thomas. So it's really like city versus country like living. Yeah, sure. So where my dad grew up, it was like the house is here, the sand is here, and here's the water.
Is that right?
That's literally how close he is to the water. Versus my mom would have grown up, let's say, like in Detroit, where it was real city. There's main streets. There's a downtown area like that. So when we go to visit, we visit both sides of the family.
That's good. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So you're a lawyer, and tell me about the different types of law that you can do. I know you talked about bankruptcy. Now, I had a friend at work that I introduced you to, and you were able to take care of his situation, and he had a landlord-tenant case going on, and you was able to do that, and it was surprising. So tell me about all the facets of law that you could do.
Oh, there's so many. When I was in law school, I didn't know what type of law I wanted to do. So as I was telling you, when I was in second grade, I had to create this plan. Well, the plan ended when I got to law school.
Gotcha.
What ended up happening is I didn't know what else I was supposed to do after that. So in law school, I did 8 internships. From government entities to tax tribunal to companies that had one law firm or one lawyer, which are solo practitioners, to I did an externship in Chicago that had about 20 lawyers. I had an interest in real estate. So some of these internships were related to real estate and real estate law. So even like the law firm in Chicago, they specifically, at the time, they were the primary firm for the city of Chicago. And so I also studied abroad in London when I was in law school. And I just wanted to try as many types of law as I could. So I did estate planning. I did real estate. After I got out of law school, I worked in-house counsel at a bank in East Lansing, which specifically related to real estate law. We did underwriting of the mortgage all the way to working on purchasing new property to evictions.
Wow.
So that's how I knew how to help.
So law is a little bit different than like a doctor, because when you go see a cardiologist, that's all he does is heart stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you go see the ear, nose, and throat man, that's all he does. He doesn't know anything about the heart. So you're telling me that when you're a lawyer, you can walk across the field a little bit and touch on a lot of different things.
You can. It's frowned upon.
Oh.
So what I'm doing isn't really like the greatest thing.
Really?
Yeah, so whenever you go to a lawyer, for example, usually they specialize in one type of law. If it's a bankruptcy firm, it's a bankruptcy firm.
Gotcha.
If it's a real estate firm, it's a real estate firm. If it's a large law firm, then it's split up into departments where those lawyers specifically only do that type of law.
Gotcha.
The problem I had with that was I couldn't see the big picture of things if I only specialized in one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
People tend to come to you and you can help them navigate other areas of their life.
Sure.
But if I tell you I'm only a real estate lawyer, I will only do real estate, take your money, and walk away.
Gotcha.
Everything else in your life you'd have to go figure out because I don't know how to work those things.
Sure.
I didn't like that. I couldn't understand that. So what I do, or what I do now, is I connect with a network of firms that specialize in those one things.
That's good. Okay.
So if any point I get a case that I just completely can't do or don't understand, then I call a friend, like like the TV show, like, hey, call your friend.
Right.
And so I call my friend and I say, hey, how do I do this? If the way they're describing it, or from my research and the way that it's described is it's going to take me too much time to figure out, I'd rather refer you to someone who knows exactly what you need
That's good.
than try to take your money from you, don't know what's happening. You lose the case and I'll be like, oh, I don't know. Oops.
For sure.
That's not fair.
That's good. You're an honest lawyer. You're an honest lawyer.
Yeah, that's the plan.
You hear that, y'all? She's honest.
Well, my idea is we're all human beings.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what degree I have or you have or whatever, it makes no difference.
Sure.
At the end of the day, as a community, we have to help each other.
Right. Okay.
All I can do is use the skills I have and help you get to where you're trying to go.
Good.
I don't need to rob you to do it. I don't need to steal from you. I don't need to cheat you. For what? If I don't know how to do a case, I'm not going to take your money. So I would rather research first, call this friend first, make sure I can do it before I take your money.
Right. Okay.
If I can't, I refer you so the person who you do pay
Sure.
will actually do the work.
Good.
That's my plan.
Enlightening. All right, your turn.
All right, my turn. All right. What motivated you to decide to go back into the business? Was
My
there
son.
anything? Okay.
My son. I have a son when he was born. I had a son at 40.
Okay.
You know, I had a daughter that was when I was in my 20s, and she's grown. And I got married, and my wife had kids, and I raised those kids. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't have a son. You know, and then all of a sudden I had one. She worked hard to give me that boy.
I don't even want to know what that means. Wait a minute.
She did. And so anyway, so I had a son at 40 years old, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking at him and I was like, you know, well that's my hair. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do something for him. And I gotta, make sure that he doesn't have to struggle. You know, the way I have to struggle, make it easier for him. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said that a righteous man or a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So I wanted to make sure that I did something for him. So that inspired me. So I got to sketching again, and I got to working. You know what I'm saying? And his name is Matari Cooper II. So I wanted to make sure that I left him something that he can continue on. And that's really what gave me the motivation to get started.
Okay. So, I got to call you out, right?
What's up?
What are you trying to say? Girls can be part of your legacy?
No. My
You all of a sudden got inspired after this little boy.
But my daughter, you know what I'm saying? She's a part of my legacy. Her name is Maria Cooper.
Okay.
So I got Matari Cooper, Maria Cooper. So they all MCs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, and just the other day we had a meeting at the restaurant out there. And I told her, I gave her a bunch of designs.
Mm-hmm.
Gave her a bunch of designs. I said, produce them and put your name on them. You know what I'm saying? Your name's Maria Cooper. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, wow, Dad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? Make you some money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she's out there getting started. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, at this age of my life, I'm more about a legacy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not about money, just leaving a legacy. You know what I'm saying, for the next generation.
All right, I was just making sure you weren't biased because I was
no,
going to have to call my dad after this, like,
I
Dad, what is happening?
I love, girls are a lot different than boys. I raised my girls, when I was young, I would say, Maria, can you go to the refrigerator, get daddy a juice? Or, you know what I'm saying, they'll bring you house shoes. Girls do all that kind of, they love that. I asked my boy, can you go get me a juice? He was like, why you can't do it? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
gonna put him out.
Yes, we have special value.
Yeah. So it's just,
that makes sense.
So I love my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And my daughters. You know, so they've been good to me. So no, I'm not biased at all.
All right, fine. All right. Now, a lot of times I'm asked as an entrepreneur, right? Because I do a whole bunch of things aside from my practice of law. For example, I volunteer at about 4 places. One is a literacy tutoring center. One is a veterans court in Renfrew, Michigan.
Okay.
One is a clinic where people can actually come to attorneys and ask them questions for free for 20 minutes at a time with Common Ground. And there are times when I actually offer free legal clinics, right?
Okay.
I don't know if you know this because I'm struggling with this, but how do you balance your time?
Time management is very important. Now, you have to, what I try to do is I start work at 7:30
Okay.
a.m. You know what I'm saying? I get up at 3:45. You know what I'm saying? In the morning. You know, it takes me a while to get prepared. I'm at my desk at 7:30. I am ready for the day. I have it written down on things that I need to do. You have to write down what you need to do that day. You can't go off memory. So you write down, I need to call this person, I need to do this, I need to pay this bill, this, that, and the other. And then at about 10 o'clock, you take a break.
Okay.
You got to have a mental break. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can walk or go outside, get some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back at it. It only takes 20 minutes. But at my age, at 10 o'clock, I need a nap. Or I need a power 20-minute nap. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? And I'm rejuvenated. I come back and I...
So you be taking a nap at 10?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking a nap. Shucks. I'm tired right now. 7 o'clock. I'm supposed to be in the bed right now.
Understand.
Watching the nightly news.
Okay. You're on with that nightly news. But okay.
Yeah, for sure. So you have to do that.
Okay.
You know, because it rejuvenates your mind. And then you go back and then you finish out the day. I'm finishing my day at around 4 o'clock. You know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? One of the main things that you have to do is create you some me time. You know what I'm saying? A time for yourself. Where you're not doing anything. You're not looking at your phone. You know what I'm saying? You're not, whatever it is that you're doing, you got to shut down. I don't care if you pull onto the side of the road, pull in the playground, turn off the car and just sit there and roll the window down and listen. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It slows your heart rate down. It slows your stress down. And you know what I'm saying? And then you're going in for the evening. And in the evening, you know, after 4, you know, I got responsibilities. I got to be a father. You know, I got to cook, got to do homework. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna make sure I give my son his time. You know what I'm saying. So we'll do that until around 7. Then at 7, I got to get my exercise on.
Oh, boom.
I got to
Okay.
work out. You know what I'm saying? I got to go downstairs, ride my bike, do my weights. Yeah, I got to do that 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day. Yeah.
So when do you have time to be inspired to do
That is
your work?
inspiring.
No, like when you're sketching and stuff, like when do you have time?
Oh, I sketch. I have ideas that have come to me. They usually come to me like when I'm working.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm working, I'll get an idea, you know what I'm saying, on a T-shirt for, you know, and I'll just write it down. When you get the idea, you write it. You might not do anything with it right there, but so you won't forget it, you write it. And then you come back to it. When I normally come back to it like in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying, around 2 o'clock.
Excuse me?
2 o'clock. 2
In the
a.m.
morning? But I thought you said you wake up at 3:45.
I do, but I'm talking about when I wake up.
Oh.
Not for the night.
Okay.
For the day, because I got to go to the bathroom.
Just tell the truth.
Because I'm old. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Got it.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So when I go to the bathroom, I might walk past my desk and look at it like, let me finish. I'll draw this out real quick. You know what I'm saying? I go back to sleep. You know.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. So in the middle of the night is when I get most of my inspiration.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we're going to take a break there because I am interested to hear about these late night dreams. I heard about them.
Late nights, right?
Well, like when you're inspired, it's
sure.
usually late at night.
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, not like that. You know what? We just gonna go ahead and take a break. What? I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. Oh gosh! This is one of the moments to be like, wait, did you say late night or what? Neither.
Crazy.
Excuse me. What do you think? You ain't listening.
That's interesting.
You ain't listening.
I'm listening.
What is it?
You gonna say
2065. You know I can see your face.
I'm interested. He was saying about how he's inspired in his sleep.
That's the last part. You didn't hear nothing in between. What do you think you fooling, okay? Don't forget. I did say I asked specific questions for a reason, y'all.
You did say.
I'm trying to tell you. Your face is trying to tell me, girl, I'm busy. And we're going to have problems. Because I only get 1 hour of your time except these late text messages. And I usually actually text Katrina, like, hey, girl, at 11 o'clock at night. Hey, girl, you awake? Okay. So tell Casino.
Tell him. But I need him to pay attention.
So I'll see him tomorrow at 6 at the studio.
Oh, my God. Melanie was so funny. She was like, go ahead and give him my number. I was like, that is hilarious.
Oh, so I see your brother trying to get at Melanie, huh?
No, he wanted to know about her book. Remember, he was here when she was talking about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He is here. So he's like, because you remember I bought the book.
Oh, yeah.
So the book is in the house. I don't know if he started reading it. And he's like, oh, I'll talk to her about the book.
Aw, that's so cute.
And I was like, all right, cool. I'll text Katrina.
I just like,
Well, I think he said he had tried hitting her up on Facebook or tried to befriend her, and she never responded. So he's like, well, maybe because she doesn't know me. Mm-hmm. So let me, try a different avenue. And
that was good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool.
Melanie cool. She cool.
Yeah, she was so nice. Even yesterday. She was hilarious, too. All right, what'd you think?
It's good.
You good? Okay. I'm gonna have to try that 10-minute nap at 10 o'clock, though.
You gotta do what?
Try that 10-minute nap at 10 a.m.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Unfortunately, I'm in court by 10, but
see, you get those breaks, but you got to be you normally at our building at around that time. Mm-hmm. But do you get a break, though?
Not always.
Not always.
Sometimes the cases are just doof, 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 doof. That sometimes by the time I see you, I'll be like,
yeah.
Hi,
so
Teresa.
but then you have to leave there and go back to the office. You know what I'm saying?
Or meeting, or because I also lead Bible study, so
Right,
I gotta do that part. Oh, you want more? Oh gosh. I feel like you know too much of my business.
I mean, you say a lot.
That's what I'm starting to think. Like, wait a minute. I told you that too.
No, you ain't got no man.
Holy smokes! I'm just telling you all my business. Like, behind you, we met at the courthouse. Like, clearly. But that's because we see each other, 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And so, we just be chilling and stuff. Like, I finally got a break. What you doing? Like, it's been lethal. I need some coffee. I'll be right back. I'm going to go coffee across the street and come back. Like, it'd be crazy. You'd be like, you look tired. Did you eat? Of course I didn't eat. Yeah, I gotta go get some lunch. Like, I'll be right back.
But that's good.
Man. I gotta try.
Hey,
my goal in life is to be empty when I die.
That's good. That's good.
I want to try to get as many ideas out, as many things to try. Mm-hmm. Like, what are my things? I want to go skydiving just because.
Yeah, that's good.
My mom hates it, but I'm not afraid to die. So it's inevitable. So I might as well try every day.
Yeah, get everything out
to do my best, so that if something happened tomorrow, I can't control that, but at least I can say I tried.
Absolutely, you did it. You had a full life.
Correct, because at this point in my mind, I have pretty much did everything I dreamed of as a child. At this point in my life, I have accomplished all of those things.
Trent, come up on me.
That's good.
So right now, all I do is try to be obedient to God and do whatever He asks me to do, or wherever He leads me.
Absolutely.
And whether that's meeting new people, whether that's trying this law practice, Bible study, the volunteer, whatever.
Right.
That's what I do. Some days I'm tired, don't get me wrong, because I got 5 jobs. And then other days it's like, I'm motivated, let's go. But I haven't. At this point, it's like, if I want another place to stay, it would be bigger. If I wanted a car, it got to be better. It's not like I don't have it. It's not that I'm deficient.
You can have bigger, but a bigger house, but more room to heat up.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's not like I'm at the point where, my necessities aren't met. No, they are. So outside of that, I already got a coat. So what? I need a different coat? A better coat? I want new earrings. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm learning to enjoy life.
I want to do that, seriously.
I do want to.
I'm scared, but I want to do it.
I'm scared
too.
You
know what I'm saying? That's just something that my mom and I wanted to do that, but we didn't get a chance to do it before she passed, but I still want to do it.
I think it'd be dope.
I did zip riding, and that was amazing.
That I don't know if I like.
Girl, if you could do skydiving.
Yeah, but there's a person attached to me, so we both gonna die together.
No,
zip line. No, skydiving.
Oh, you're talking about skydiving.
We're gonna die together. So his own personal instincts or hers is gonna cause us to survive because they're gonna be trying to figure it out. On the zip line, I'm on my own. So if it gets stuck,
it wasn't that bad. I did it inside the building and outside.
I don't know. Because if it gets stuck, we're going to have a problem. If the rope breaks, that's a problem. I'm going to be dying on my own. So, I'm good with the skydiving.
But I thought you weren't afraid to die.
I'm not, but why put myself in a position to die? That's a setup. What are you talking about?
Skydiving is putting yourself in a position to die.
No, I told you what's going to happen is that other person's survival instinct things.
You can't trust that person.
Well, we're just going to die together, 2 of us.
So you're not afraid to die with somebody.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly my point. That's exactly what I'm trying to make. So I'm out here surviving. But no.
You said I'm out here surviving. That is so funny.
But no, seriously, honestly, I'm at this point, I'm learning because I've been structured for so long.
Sing, babe.
I'm learning how to enjoy life.
Sing, I hear you.
It doesn't come natural to me like most people. I've been structured for so long in school and all that.
Yeah, to become a lawyer, to pass the bar and all that, that's a lot of structure.
So I have to learn how to laugh.
You got to learn how, learn how to relax.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but
No,
it's true.
it's people
So
like that.
I have to, in the car I have XM radio, so I listen to Kevin Hart's station to laugh during the day, like
You gotta force it out.
That's what you're
That's
doing.
terrible. Oh, you terrible. I'm glad you come here. Then.
Yeah, so when I
This is
come
like
here
therapy.
and we have fun,
Laughs.
correct, and then we start having fun. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so
This is
fun,
therapy,
and so
right?
I start laughing
I always
naturally
make her laugh.
because
Doing- that's
Katrina's
good, yeah.
crazy. So,
I'm not crazy.
You need that, really.
so,
I'm not-
I
so.
didn't know you was uptight like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I have to go get a massage at least once a month because I be like this all day. Ooh, I dry like this, I type like this. The people call, hey, hello. I'm so serious.
yeah,
So when I meet cool people, I be like, hey, yeah.
that's right.
I put my
Just chill,
shoulders
you know what I'm
down.
saying? Chilling, you know what I'm saying? That's how we
Exactly.
come up with ideas.
Exact clarity.
You see what I'm saying? You know?
Clarity.
30
And,
seconds.
oh, we be having too much fun.
I always make her laugh. That's why she comes here with me.
That's because she crazy. Just kidding.
I am just
You're silly, not crazy, silly.
Just a little bit.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. This is so fun. Are you having a good time,
I'm
Mr.
having
Cooper?
so much fun.
Awesome. I know you don't like it, but I feel like I should call you. I know.
Mr. Cooper.
we have this discussion all the time, but I feel like it sounds so much better to call you Mr. Cooper in my head.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just rings in my ears,
No,
Mr.
all my
Cooper.
friends call me Matari, or they call me Matt, or they call me Coop. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
that
you-
sounds like a TV show actor or something. Coop. I don't like that.
You don't gotta call me Coop, but you can call me Matari and Matt. You know what I'm saying? We can just-
Okay, Mr. Cooper.
This is guy 80 years old.
It has nothing to do with your age. It just rings. There's a ring to it. You know what I mean? Okay, no. I'll work on that. Okay, so I do have a question for you. What things are you working on now? Do you have new ideas going with new shirts, expansion? Like, what are you doing in your business?
So what we're doing now, since we did the test run of the Grace and Mercy shirt and the Matari Cooper logo resurfacing, it's been a strong demand. So when I came along in 1995, we didn't have the internet like we did.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was like word of mouth and this and that, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm looking at expanding. They have so many facets of stuff that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
You know, like print on demand and Spotify and all Shopify, and, you know, all this stuff I don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at trying to get involved in that. You know what I'm saying, on the print on demand things where I normally had to ship out stuff to people. You know what I'm saying? But with this new age of doing business, you can become a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? And just if you got the right thing, you know what I'm saying? People will respond to it. People will buy it. You know what I'm saying?
So you trying to be a billionaire?
I'm gonna be a billionaire.
All right, boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire. That's a 5-year goal.
Yes.
But you know, I mean, you can do it. You
Yeah.
can become a billionaire. It's not hard. I mean, you know, I mean, you think about 20 years ago, Jay-Z and them never thought they would be billionaires. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I came up in that era. You know what I'm saying? And they are now. You know what I'm saying? So this internet, this Facebook, this Instagram, this is making. Look at Justin Bieber. He was on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Playing, and then look at him now.
True.
You know, worth over 200 million. Because
So does that not intimidate you? You know, some people have fears when it comes. They may have a great business idea, but the practicality in doing these things, learning these things, finding people that can help you, does that not intimidate you or make you want to run from the idea of doing this?
what makes me want to run is being broke.
Good point.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm afraid of being broke.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid. But a lot of people don't go in business because they don't even get a business card printed up. They had an idea. They didn't get it printed up.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And 20 years ago, they'd say, I wish I should have, could have, would have. You know what I'm saying? You have to do things in your youth. There's a thing that I tell my children. I said, either you can work hard now and rest later, or you can rest now, but you're going to work hard later. So work hard now in your youth so you can what? Rest later. Because if you play around in your youth, you're going to be 50 trying to work hard, and your ankles are going to give out. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, you know, you have to take your vision, take it serious, and work on it. You know what I'm saying? Work on it, practice it. If you do anything long enough, you'll get good at it, whether it's good or bad.
That's a
If you
good
do
point.
if you do it long enough, you'll get good at it, whether it's good or bad.
That's fair. That's fair. Are there any business resources that you use?
Yeah, I use. You know what I'm saying? I have a company that I deal with that I've been dealing with for 20 years. That I've done my silk screening and stuff like that, and I use them, and I use the internet. You know what I'm saying? To then it's like I said, this new age of doing business, Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. I use. So.
Do you take like any classes on how to use Instagram, for example? No?
Oh, classes?
Yeah.
No.
What?
YouTube
I
will
be
teach you
using the
anything-
classes.
YouTube will teach you anything. Like I do say, show me how to use Instagram on YouTube. Like 20 things
YouTube
pop
is
up.
the game changer,
Yes, it
huh?
is. I mean, people be playing instant handyman. They be playing plumbers. Be putting roofs on.
Wait, I wasn't ready?
They did.
No, you're
Instagram,
right.
I mean, really, it taught them everything. You know. What I'm
You're
saying?
right. Well, these are things that I discovered is there are times when people's fears actually get in the way of what they're going to do, and as a result of that, they do nothing. So irrespective of resources like YouTube, some people are still intimidated by the idea of, I now have to work to build this business. You see, on paper, it's a business. You formate it, you send it to the state and to the IRS, and boom, you got a business. It actually takes work to build it, just like the foundation of a house, to then build it up to a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
Sure.
But it's like people want this instant business that's making millions of dollars.
That won't happen.
Right.
It won't happen. I mean, it takes at least 10 to 20 years to become a professional. That's when they consider you a master of something. A master plumber or a master. You've been practicing for 20 years.
Right.
A master journeyman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in business, people become afraid because they say, well, the job is a safety net. I know I'm going to get paid on Friday. I know I can pay my bills and this and that and this. But what happens is you trust in it, and look at the people at GM. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do to you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You be out of a job. So you have to have a side business that you can do that you're talented at. Everybody has a talent.
Yes.
It's a God-given talent. It's in you. You might not know what it is, but it's in you. When you were born, God gave you a talent. Inside of that talent is your wealth.
You think so?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Inside
wow.
of the
That's
talent
deep.
is your wealth. You can't. A bird can't be born without feathers because
Fair.
it takes feathers to fly. You can't be born without a talent because you have a family and people that depend on you.
Huh.
So a lot of times what we do is we get a job and never discover our talent.
Right.
So a lot of times a lady will have a job and do hair in the basement, and she's bad at doing hair. You know what I'm saying? That's really her wealth. But her job, because of fear, she never branched out on it. You know what I'm saying? So fear keeps us. Fear has so many trillions of dollars that it has stolen from people.
Ooh. No, repeat that one. That one's good right there.
Fear has so many trillions of dollars that it has stolen from people.
Wow. That's so true. That's actually, wow, that's deep. I received that one. I'm going to take that one. Yeah, that's really good.
A lot of people think, well, I'm going to have this debt, or I'm going to have, these bills coming, extra bill. What I found out was bills and debt in business is the oil of the machine. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have, that means that your machine is moving. It's got oil. When you ain't got no debt and you ain't got no bills and this and that, and you're just working, you got your regular DTE, you're going to stay right there. But when you get in business and you have a little bit more stress, you got a little bit more people, that's the oil of the machine.
That's true, because in essence, the more bills you have on your business, whether it's employees, the lights, the rent, it motivates you to go get more clients. It motivates you to sell more products because you need this to keep it going. That's a good word right there.
You're receiving words.
Won't he do it? Hey. Oh, man. Well, I actually don't know what time it is to know how far we've gone.
Okay.
Right.
We got 2 minutes?
So, we still got 2 more minutes.
Okay, I got to get back to you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I told you I can get caught up in my questions.
So a lot of times people hear lawyer, they say, oh man, I got to have deep pockets to retain a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I got to have, shell out a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? I got to have money, you know what I'm saying? They see all these big time lawyers on television. They're like, man, I need to have some paper to retain a lawyer.
Right.
For even the smallest things, shed a little light about how much, not so much how much, but really how that works, when it comes to being a lawyer, and you have a client and they're nervous, they want to call because they don't have no money, and they got a little money. How does it work? How do you work with them?
You're trying to mess up the whole industry with this question.
I'm trying to help people.
I gotta pay my rent. No, I'm just
kidding. Lawyers.
Actually, in general, it is true. Lawyers tend to be more expensive. Here's how the truth really works. The bigger the firm, the more expensive they're going to be because they have more liabilities on hand. For every person that comes, kind of like a mechanic. There are mechanics that tell you they have to have a certain amount of cars that come into the shop to make the numbers for the day. Well, the same thing is true for attorneys. You have to have a certain amount of clients to come to the door. The larger the firm, the more expensive it will be because you have partners, associates, paralegals, assistants, reception. I mean, you have the works. Do you have attorneys that overcharge? Yes. There's no cap on how much an attorney can charge you.
Okay.
So you have attorneys that do percentage, you have attorneys that do payment plans, you have attorneys that will work with you, and you have those who will not. It's really up to the firm and the attorney that you speak to determine what happened next.
Because my friend that I introduced you to, it was a small problem. You were able to handle that problem for a small amount of money to get him, get him what he needed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people think that, you can...
Well, I take pride in that, though. So in order for me to help my community, I have to have cheaper rates.
That's good. Okay.
That's the only way you guys are going to actually get the help. If I come to you and say, or you come to me and say, oh, I got this great idea on, I'm going to still do the shirts, but I decided I'm going to start doing Beat headphones, whatever. And so you say, okay, I'm going to do a business plan or formation with you. Now, if I said, all right, that'll cost you $6,750, would you do it?
Oh, no.
So then it doesn't help you. Instead, if I say, I'm going to do this for you and I'll do it for $250, would you do that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. That's good.
That's my contribution to my community. Let me charge you something you can afford because it's still my time too.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, do it in a way that it helps you and not hurt you.
Beautiful. My last question, real quick. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see your law firm and things like that in the next 5?
I don't dream that far.
You don't?
No.
How far do you dream?
Today.
That's it?
today.
Okay, we'd like to talk about that.
I don't feel like I need to plan for the next.
Okay.
If God is leading me, it will happen. So I don't have to create these numbers and plans, because what happens if I don't meet them?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Instead, I gain because every day I've helped one person. Every day I've strived to make something better. Every day I talk to someone who did better and did. I've already completed all my personal dreams and goals. So to create more, don't do anything for me. I usually live 1 week at a time. So I could tell you potentially what I'll be doing by Saturday.
Gotcha.
I'll be resting. I might do a spa day. I already know that. Outside of that, I don't know what happens until, no.
That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Cooper, thank you so much for coming on the show. You did mention over the break how people can get in contact with you, but on the air, please tell us how.
You can go to Facebook, go to Matari Cooper Clothing. And you can go there, you can browse through the pictures. You can, if you see something you like, friend me. If you're not my friend, friend me. Inbox me, tell me what you want. We'll reach out to you and let you know how you can get the product. You can go to my Instagram page as well and do the same thing. Become my friend. We'll get it to you.
Awesome. Yes. Well, everyone who was listening, whether it was Facebook Live or over the phone, over the radio. Clearly, I'm tired. I'd like to thank you so much for listening in. As we've talked about today, I represent or own, whichever one works, Upton Law PLLC, and we're here to help. Mr. Cooper's here to help. Matari.
Yes.
You like that one? All right. And so Upton Law is UPTON Law, LAW. And so we're on the website, social media, you name it, we there. Just call us. We'll help you. Thank you again. And we'll be back same time, same place next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Thanks, Teresa. Hey, Will. All right, I'm going now. I gotta go and get my life together. Have a good evening.